Super Mario Galaxy is well known for its atmospheres. Each and every one of the levels within it has something special about it that makes the game what it is. It's brilliant, and Galaxy 2 is no exception. While I feel it focuses less on that aspect and more on the level design, its galaxies tend to be more diverse, meaning the potential vibes an area can give off are as well. Fluffy Bluff Galaxy is really distinct from Space Storm Galaxy, for example, as one focuses more on nature and the sky with the grand orchestra playing the backing song, while the other is immediately apparent as dangerous, with something to shock you around every corner and an uninviting feel from things like the skybox to the music that escalates the danger of the whole game from this point on. Galaxy 2 has some amazing levels in it, and some of my favorites happen to be the game's water levels. In other 3D Marios, they tend to falter due to being slow and or uninteresting, but Galaxy 2's just hit. Out of all the galaxies in it, Cosmic Cove Galaxy, Starshine Beach Galaxy, and Slimy Spring Galaxy have some of the strongest atmospheres to them, making each more memorable and a lot more fun to scoop up all the stars in. I'll be taking a look at each of them and how they look, feel, how fun their star missions are, and why I think they're important to cover. As an aside, I won't really be talking about the green stars because there isn't really anything to say about them. By design, they're just the same level but a small detour at the end. I don't know what I could say besides if I like their positioning or something. But enough preamble, let's dive in. The first water level you'll encounter is Cosmic Cove Galaxy, and right off the bat, the vibes come washing in. That harp lulling you into a sense of peace, that magnificent skybox, and the fact that you can see the curvature of the planet as you swim your way through create one of Galaxy 2's strongest atmospheres, and I like how it leans towards the space element of the game. That theme is more so Galaxy 1's thing, so seeing it here is pretty neat. It's especially visible with the synths that are used later in the song that drone out and make your time here ethereal. Your actions here are done a little more gently this time around. You're first incentivized to grab a nearby Koopa shell and swim through the dark waters. You can shine its light on some snoodles that block your way for some extra star bits. That'll lead you into this open area, which just has so much to discover. It's fun to explore all the nooks and crannies available to you. You'll need to anyway for the Comet Medal and Hungry Luma, which is just a simple star where you need to catch a bunny. It especially hits how round the planet is in this section. The mission isn't one that plays with gravity at all, so this is mostly cosmetic, and it's an effective decision that furthers the feeling Cosmic Cove wants to create. To progress, you need to hit this big red switch, and you freeze the planet solid. These penguins are trapped down here until the ice thaws out, which is never seen in-game, but who cares? You can go ice skating now, and ice skating is fun. This is Galaxy 2's tutorial for it, and I love how you have this area completely to yourself. Now you're exploring this section in a whole different way, and I quite like messing with the skating physics and animations while I do so. Your objective isn't that far ahead, but nothing's stopping you from taking it a little leisurely for a bit. Once you've had your fill, wall jump across these frozen waterfalls, smash up in the crystal holding the power star, and end the mission. At this point in your playthrough, no other level has yet to capture the beautiful emptiness of space. A quiet sadness, if you will. That sensation gets a lot less focus in this game compared to Galaxy 1, so when it does show up here, it feels a bit more special. Cosmic Cove has one more mission tied to it. Following up your last visit with the cove still frozen over, your goal is immediately apparent. Free this Luma. I really like how centralized your objective is here. For the most part, everything you're doing is all to get a single Luma out of this cage. It makes the journey feel more personal and motivates you to dive further downward. I also like their approach with this segment. Swimming without a Koopa shell can feel kinda awkward, so putting the level all into 2D could alleviate that. It does the job, but the level design isn't anything to write home about. I like how you go deeper and deeper, but besides that, you're just kinda going through barren corridors with only the occasional thing placed to throw you off a bit. The section outside the cave is more of the same. The moving blocks of water aren't that interesting of a concept and come off more as annoying than anything. But you can get that key and finally free the Luma. No matter how mediocre the level design can be, it does feel worth it to do it for this little guy. Which is why the rest of the mission feels so underwhelming. I mean, we finished our goal, they're free, so it makes what happens afterward feel disconnected and not as imperative. I do at least like it, you get to flood a planet, but I don't know man, it's such a drop-off in urgency. Like with a lot of other galaxies in Galaxy 2, the first star is very clearly the one to focus on, and the second is more supplemental. I still like this mission, but it's a lot weaker than its predecessor in most aspects. Overall though, the Galaxy makes a lasting impression and stays memorable throughout. It has its highs and its lows, but it's really solid. Starshine Beach doesn't have as imposing of an atmosphere as Cosmic Cove, but it makes up for that with this one cool looking guy. The galaxy is very inspired by Super Mario Sunshine in a good amount of areas. The beach setting is obvious, but the Piantas very specifically call back to it. Their voice clips are the same, they'll get mad at you if you jump on them. Hell, even Chucksters make a return in the second mission. Like, you don't even need a lift from any of them, they're just there for love of the game. Besides all that though, Starshine Beach's main shtick is how laid back it is, and that's reflected in the level design. Combing the beach for silver stars is really relaxing, and I enjoy just waltzing around the place on the hunt for them. It still feels like a mid-game Galaxy though. Compare this to Beach Bowl Galaxy from Galaxy 1. As the first water level in that game, it was designed to teach you how to swim, and yeah, just looking at the inside of the super open pool will tell you that. While Starshine Beach is still peaceful, you will need to avoid Spinies and Crabbers. Fortunately, Yoshi makes dealing with them a breeze, and the rest of the mission for that. I like that there's both Dash Peppers and Blimp Fruits present. They make going for the silver stars they're attached to more fun. I also like that you never have to go under the water for any of them. Yoshi is limited to only the surface of it, so it's nice that you don't need to abandon him for any of them. I don't like that same logic doesn't extend to the Comet Medal. On my 100% runs of Galaxy 2, this tends to be one of the few I forget to collect, because it's so out of the way and I just don't understand why. I guess they maybe planned for you to get it in the second mission since you do need to go underwater during that, and then they made the decision to put all Comet Medals in the first missions and forgot to change the location of this one or just didn't care to, whatever. Point is, this spot stinks. At least the Comet itself is pretty fun. It flips the whole vibe, using music from Hightail Falls Galaxy, basis for that, and having you run with Yoshi on a constant supply of Dash Peppers to collect 100 purple coins. It's fast and simple, and you're even allowed to grab any coins you missed after you've hit the requirement. Mission 2 is a lot more direct with its exploration. The task at hand is simple: get to the top of this tower. On first glance, how? It can take a bit to actually know what you're doing, but you can gather some ideas. This is the mission with the Chucksters after all, maybe they have something to do with it. There's also some water shooters surrounding the tower that might be able to bubble you up there if you were to turn them on somehow. In the opening cinematic too, there was a cloud flower on top of the tower, maybe another one's laying around somewhere. After following your leads, you can stumble onto this Pianta where the camera pans to a switch on top of another tower as he says, "That tower is finally finished, but I hear the entrance is at the bottom of the ocean of all places." If it wasn't obvious yet, you need to explore the one thing you didn't need to on Star 1. Nothing's really interesting about the seabed, so you can just move inside of the tower, where you then shoot it up with a sling star, ground pound the switch, and bada boom, cloud flower. The power-up is super fun to use, as it usually is, and to avoid touching any water that'll knock it off you, there's these lily pads you can steer to reach the tower. Climb up these clouds, and the star's pretty much yours. Up here, you can view the whole beach, and I don't know, this is just a really nice place to kick back and appreciate the galaxy, relaxing as I watch these low-poly seagulls fly around unbothered. Before I collected the star, I just sat there, at peace for a moment. Going into this, I was expecting this to be one I had the least to say about since Galaxy 2's other water levels had some strong as f*** vibes. But I like where I ended off with this, where my only worry was what I was gonna have for lunch tomorrow, and even though it's not in the same way the others are, the atmosphere of Starshine Beach is nothing to scoff at. Tucked away at the edge of World 6, only accessible after you clear Flash Black Galaxy, an area only spawned in when you feed this hungry Luma, is this pathway with nothing on it, until you reach the end and enter Slimy Spring Galaxy. Throughout your duration here, something feels off. Everything's drenched in water as if it's been undisturbed for years. The music's calming, but there's this one note that's out of place, making the whole thing feel wrong. Your entrance is through this dark arch that leads to a slope you can't recover from, and all you can do is go deeper. The terrain is unfamiliar and everything inside of the grotto feels uninviting. Grabbing a shell and moving forward, some snoodles block your way, but it's easy to get past them and enter the small crevice holding the Comet Medal. Urchins will roll towards you on the slope before some Gringills lunge forward at the top of it. This is the only time in either Galaxy game I fear I'm at risk of drowning, and that's a deliberate decision by the developers. They put an air bubble right before exiting the water, knowing damn well you're gonna take it in your panic. In the brief moment when you're above water, there's this deep shaft inhabited by a lone Paragoba where you descend further than ever before, and as you keep pressing forward, the ruinous walls start to crumble as you speedily maneuver around the boost thanks to these underwater rings, and you're racing up another uphill slope littered with urchins, much steeper and narrower than before, and as you reach the surface, the tension's higher than it's ever been, and... This is one of my favorite moments in the entire franchise. There is no other word for this than bliss. Everything that you went through was all in service in guarding this sanctuary where you can watch the sunset, hear the birds chirping, and just take in the beauty. I tend to stay here much longer than I need to on replays of the star, just watching Mario or Luigi fall asleep where they can't be bothered. It's one of the most magical moments in Super Mario Galaxy 2. Once you're content, you can free Captain Toad from this chest, collect the star, and leave it behind as your journey continues. That area is in the past now, and it's time to move on. But it will be difficult to forget. Oh yeah, there's also the chimp mission here. Weird place to put one, but I guess the galaxy needs another star, and I like his missions enough, but god man, does it just kill the vibe. They just spent the last star building up this really imposing atmosphere, but that tension just gets broken down by... You just do the same mission, but kill the Snoodles and Boos more. I mean, I don't hate this star, but it's hard to call it good when it's very similar to Star 1 minus the vibes, which was like the coolest part. I don't want to dwell on it for too long, since it really is just a filler star that wasn't given nearly as much thought as its predecessor, but dude, it doesn't even fare that great when compared to the other chimp missions. This isn't how I want to end the video off, though, because the water levels in Galaxy 2 deliver in pretty much every aspect you can name. They're really well designed as levels, they have great music, their stars feel impactful, and dude, the vibes. Each one of these will fucking rock your world when you first encounter them. And yet, they only play a small part of why Super Mario Galaxy 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's not just the water levels that are like this. If I wanted to, I could cover a bunch more galaxies. In fact, I have a short about Sweet Mystery Galaxy you can watch afterward if you want. These 3 galaxies offer a glimpse at what wonders you can expect to experience in Galaxy 2, and damn, it will deliver on that promise. Thanks for watching all the way through. If you'd like to see videos of mine in the future, or want to push this one through the algorithm, hit those buttons below. You know the ones. Also, I'm pretty sure when I post this video, I will have just hit 1K subscribers. I mean, I have 999 right now at the time of recording, so an extra special thanks for that. Genuinely, thank you so much. With that, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and goodbye.